Hi friends, what an up and down year it's been so far. And for many of us, the apex of that volatility feels a lot like the election. And we are steamrolling full speed ahead towards November 3rd. In fact, we're less than 100 hours away from Election Day. And at this point, 71 million Americans have already voted. That's over half of the total turnout from Election Day in 2016. And if you turn on the news, doesn't matter what channel, you likely don't feel better about your candidate's position or prospects to win. Scott and I wanted to make sure that we were able to speak directly to you about what we're expecting for the election and after the election. Now, much can be said here, but there are really three basic scenarios that have a fighter's chance. The first is a Trump victory and a status quo in Congress, meaning the House stays Democratic and the Senate stays Republican. The second likely scenario is a Biden victory and status quo in Congress. And then the third likely scenario, which is gaining some momentum, is a Democratic sweep. Now, on one hand, many folks will say that a Trump victory means the market soars to all-time highs next year. But with a bilateral Congress that's divided, there's no new legislation. If Biden wins, while there will also be no new legislation as long as Congress stays divided, what the market is expecting is for Biden to create and facilitate a large stimulus package. So our belief is the presidency is too close to call, and we do believe at this point that the House stays Democratic and the Senate stays Republican, which means the current low-tax, pro-business, pro-growth, pro-economy environment will continue even under a Biden administration. So like we've said many times before, we're expecting 2021 to reach all-time highs in all three major indices and for corporate America's profits to be at all-time highs. In fact, we've just about booked a third quarter expansion of 35%. Unbelievable expansionary and recovery-oriented growth for the third quarter. And we're expecting the fourth quarter to finish equally as momentous. It won't be 35%, but the momentum will carry forward into Q4. Now let's talk about the third scenario, which gives many Republicans heartburn and makes many Democrats very excited. And that's a Democratic sweep. At first glance, it appears that a Democratic sweep would lead to higher taxes, which would stymie the economy. What we'd like to suggest is that unless you earn over $1 million, you're not even in the crosshairs at this point of the tax plan. And what we could likely expect is an enormous stimulus package from an all-Democratic legislative branch, which would be a huge shot in the arm to the markets and the economy. So while CNN or Fox News like to proposition about what may or may not happen, we're interested in the economics. And certainly there's implications as citizens, socially, culturally, and beyond. But as investors, whatever the outcome of November 3rd is, there will always be ways to make money, there will always be good deals, and there will always be opportunities. And we are committed, as we've always been, to protecting first and growing your wealth in whatever structure, in whatever legislative branch, or whatever economy we find ourselves in. We are guardedly optimistic about 2021, and we are cautiously optimistic about where we're going to finish 2020. Go and vote. We'll do the same, and then we will root for the winners, because if the winners win, that means our clients win. And that's who and what we're committed to. We appreciate your trust. We'll see you on the other side of the election.